Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nona from thealignedlover.com. Here I am continuing my series on exploring the 12 seasonal color subseasons in a more experiential way so that the palettes aren't just isolated shades or little boxes of colors that are supposed to look good on you. So hopefully by examining these images and ruminating on their qualities, I can give you more insight as to the different flavors or kind of personalities of the subseasons. Before we get into the video, let me just briefly give you my philosophy on color seasons. Just remember that you have unique color needs and that the example palettes you'll find online are super helpful for creating a sort of probability range or probability cloud of colors that are likely to look very good on you, very harmonious on you. But it's up to you to explore that and to create your own range of colors that not only look good on you and harmonize with your qualities, but also fulfill you, colors that you personally like, because there's no point in wearing a color that looks good on you if you hate it. And another thing to note is that there is a range of color qualities, or I would say effects of color on you. Some colors look amazing on you, like they were just made for you. Some look okay. And then on the other end, some look kind of off. They'll make you look a little bit unhealthy, a little sick. So keep that in mind. It's not binary. One more thing to note, if you need a little help with your own color journey, I do offer my own service, so you can check that out on my website, thealignedlover.com, or it will be linked in the description box. So let's move on to winter colors as a whole. So winter is cool, and it's also darker and it's more contrasted. So these are very dramatic, eye-catching, striking, and bold colors. Alright, so before we get into the actual shades, I'd like to bring to your attention this little slider on the left to help you orient yourself throughout the subseasons in terms of color qualities. So dark winter compared to true winter is going to be slightly warm. It has more proximity to autumn, a warm season. It is lower in chroma, and it is the darkest of the subseasons. Then we get to true winter. It's the coolest. It has no proximity to warm seasons. It is moderate in terms of chroma and light-dark value. And then we get to bright winter, which is slightly warm thanks to its proximity to spring, the highest in terms of chroma and the lightest in terms of value. All right, so let's look at the photos. I chose these photos very carefully to give you kind of a flavor of the personality of each subseason. So looking at these dark winter reds, there's a very shadowy, luscious, seductive quality to them. There's, again, that celebration of darkness. It's very sensual. It's almost inky. There's a gorgeous heaviness to the season's colors. And then we get to true winter, and things start to look a little bit more contrasted, crisp, icy, even a little more bright. There's that interplay of light and dark, again, the high contrast. And it also has that mysterious quality, but it's not as shadowy. And then we get to bright winter, and there is an electric quality to the shades. There's a lot more lightness, a lot more brightness. There's still that contrast, but everything becomes a little bit more fizzy. All right, moving on to examples. As you can see here, our dark winter beauties have that very seductive, shadowy quality to their coloring and to just their overall beauty. They're striking, but there's that kind of smoothness from the darkness to make it a little bit more, I would say, velveteen. compared to true winter, and we have such high contrast. I like to think of true winter as kind of like a snow white, candy apple red kind of beauty. There is this clean crispness to them that is just very, I would say, sophisticated and striking, and only true winters can really pull off their particular color palette. And then we get to bright winter, and again, everything takes on a more electric, vibrant, fizzy kind of tinge to it. So we're getting very bright crimson, reds that are almost tinged with a little bit of orange, very shiny, patent red leathers, because materials also affect how we perceive color. So things get a lot more luminous and shiny. All right, now let's look at some winter pinks and purples, starting off with dark winter. I like to think of beetroots, dark flowers, the darkest of aquatic corals and saltwater fish, very shadowy dark amethysts. And then we get to true winter, we see more of that icy quality electric jellyfish, very vibrant orchids, birds and flamingos with very bright but still kind of icy qualities to their coloring also come to mind. And bright winter, we get more of that orangey tint, especially in birds. We get lighter, bright orchids as well, and just very strong, punchy, luminous kinds of pinks. And on to some examples with the dark winters. These gorgeous darker purples look so rich and creamy and powerful, especially in the middle. We have Monica Bellucci in a Dior Poison ad. I think that color purple almost encapsulates her screen presence. And then with True Winters, again, it's a little bit more punchy, more striking, very, very sophisticated and decisive colors. And then with Bright Winter, we have this electric kind of liveliness that just brings out their features so well. Megan Fox is a great example to study, because even if she changes her hair color completely, she still looks amazing in these very strong, vibrant, bright winter colors. All right, on to some dark winter blues. We have very dark turquoise and dark aquas, again tinged slightly with a bit of that blue-green warmth. We have extremely dark, almost smoky midnight skies, shadowy jellyfish, dark waters. True winter, more punch to it, more of that iciness, that contrast, a lot of crisp skies, lapis lazuli, glaciers, anything frozen and aquatic is great to think about in terms of true winter blues. And then bright winters, again, a little bit more of that electric vibrancy, a little bit more warmth, peacocks, and a lot of very bright blue lizards come to mind. Now for some examples of blues. This gorgeous dark blue looks very vibrant on dark winters, but it doesn't look overly bright. It is kind of their version of an energetic blue, but it still really complements their darker color qualities. With True Winter, I really love these true dark navies on them. It just brings out their contrast so well, especially if you pair blues with white or silver. It just brings out gorgeous qualities. And with red lipstick, it also makes a nice bold statement. And then with bright winters, they just look so lovely in these strong aquas and cooler turquoises. It's very hard to pull off this color. It can overwhelm a lot of people, but bright winter looks great on them. All right, now on to the greens and yellows of the winter subseasons. With dark winter, we're seeing a lot of inky greens, very dark emerald greens, lush forest or kind of rainforest greens at nighttime. With true winter, a lot of silky chartreuse kinds of greens. Snakes and other wildlife have these very true winter resonant kinds of shades and qualities to them, and very cool yellows. And with bright winter, again, the brighter wildlife, more lush and electric kind of flora and fauna, and slightly warm yellows. Now looking at the examples, again, the dark winter, dark emerald green, those luscious, very sensual velvet greens, and then this gorgeous yellow green, still a little dark. The true winters shine in true green, true yellows. It just brings out their contrast so well. And bright winters, shocking greens, very bright yellows, neon greens look exceptionally good on bright winters. So that was it for today's exploration of the winter subseasons. Here they are aligned. You can see the progression from dark winter, true winter, and bright winter. Yes, they all have that wintry quality, but each subseason has a particular characteristic that is emphasized. So I'll be posting these collages on my website so you can have something to look at or study if you wish. And just remember that color is very personal. Your color journey is unique to you, and there's just so much richness to appreciate. It takes a lot of innovation, chemistry, even harvesting to create so many of these colors that are so readily available to us. It's kind of amazing that we can wear so many colors. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.